welcome to my channel. So I've been meaning to film this video for quite a hot minute now, and I know I am super late to the party on this one, but I thought I would just go ahead and film anyways in case it does help anybody, or I don't know if anybody finds it useful. So today I will be talking about Samsung versus iPhone and why after I don't even know how many years, let's say 10 generations of Samsungs, I have finally made the switch to an iPhone. I'll put times down below for when the video actually starts with me comparing the phones, since I blabbed a bit. So yeah, find that down below if you don't want to listen to me blabbing. So yeah, I've had Samsung since they came out with the original smartphone, like the first one that they ever made. I've had that, I used it up, and I think I went from like the original to a 6, huge jump, and then I went from, I was a little bit more normal, and I went from a 6 to an 8. This right here is an 8, and it is about almost a year and a half old. It might be a little bit less than that, and as you can see, I don't know if you can actually see, you can see a little bit here, but I cracked my screen. It's like hit the ground here, and then the cracks run all through here. I don't know if you can really see that, but yeah, so that's what happened. And once I smashed my phone, I was like, well, no. Once I smashed my phone, my husband was like, yeah, you need to get something else. Like, that's not gonna work. And so I started to consider an iPhone. And the reason that I started thinking about an iPhone is because I noticed that a lot of people are rocking like their iPhone 5s, their iPhone 6s, a lot more 6s and 7s than I see like the 8 Pluses. And I was like, I couldn't rock my old Samsung. Like, it just doesn't last. And so it kind of made me want to switch. And one of the main reasons I made the switch is because on my Samsung, the battery life is just not there. It does not last. I would have to plug it up as soon as I got home from work. Sometimes at work it would just about die. And so that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to go to an iPhone. So I went on down to T-Mobile and I picked up the iPhone XR or 10R, whatever you want to call it. I will admit, because I was really hesitant to make the switch. I didn't really want to, but Ethan was like, just do it. Like, you need something that's going to last longer. And so I saw the new Samsungs out at T-Mobile, and I was like, oh, I want to go look. But I was good, and I didn't go look. I stuck with my guts, or not my guts. I just stuck with it, and I got the iPhone. And so I've had the iPhone for about a month now. Like I said, I meant to film this video a while ago. And so today I'm just going to kind of compare some of the different things and talk more about why I made the switch. I'll put times down below for when the video actually starts with me comparing the phones, since I blabbed a bit. So yeah, find that down below if you don't want to listen to me blabbing. So the first thing I would say is the size. When I was in the store, I thought that they were really similar. I just took my Samsung, plopped it on top, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it is pretty darn similar. I do have a case on this now. I have a small case on my Samsung, but this case is bigger. It's really around the edges where it's kind of wider and fatter. I thought they were really similar, but once I like got home and got it in my hand, I realized it's wider, especially with the case on, and it is heavier. It's a lot heavier, actually. Like, this thing is really freaking light. This one, it's like a brick. Maybe not quite like a brick, but it's significantly heavier. It's still heavy. I got a pop socket to help me hold my freaking phone. Like, come on now. Look how cute it is. Yeah, that's a cute one. Amazon. That was the main thing, and I noticed that when I just tried to like hold my phone in one hand, it hurt. Like, I couldn't do it. It was really uncomfortable. I had to two-hand it. So that's another reason that I picked up the pop socket. But yeah, it's a lot heavier, so you have to get used to that. I guess the other thing would be it's definitely a lot fatter too. Like, I know a case is on there, but it's still really fat. If you were to put these phones side by side, even my husband admitted that he would think the iPhone is the older one, just because of how heavy, how much bigger, and how fat it really is. And then you have the camera, which sticks out. It's like they couldn't even get all the components in. So it kind of says a little bit of something. And that is one thing that I was disappointed in. But the case does help to protect it. It just makes it fatter again. As far as the little bunny ears go, so you can see them here, they don't bother me at all. Like, it doesn't really matter. And I don't know, on most apps, it just like, it kind of cuts the bunny ears off. So like it starts down here, like it normally would. And for how to unlock the phone, so Samsung has, wait, oh my gosh, you guys, I forgot to say, Samsung, well, not T-Mobile, yeah, my phone needs an update. I planned to film this video before I even knew about the update, so I have not updated my phone yet. Features have changed since then that I do not like at all, but I'm basing this video off of the older version, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of the versions. So on the Samsung, you've got this like button, and it's not like a physical button that you can press, but you just double tap and then the phone comes on. iPhone does not have that, and so a lot of people use the face recognition, I guess, which I've heard people complain about. I don't really care about that jazz, but I found out you can still just tap it anywhere and it kind of comes on, and then you just swipe up and it comes up. So that was really like kind of natural for me, and so it doesn't bother me at all. One thing I missed is this always on display. So my phone isn't on right now, but I can see any app notifications. So if you guys leave a comment on my video, like the little YouTube symbol will pop up, Instagram symbols will pop up, and then the clock is always on. I really love that. I find it super helpful. I do wear a Fitbit now, so I'm not as like needing of the clock, but I still think it's a really nice feature. The iPhone does not have that. It's just completely black. So that's something that I really miss, especially seeing the app notifications, so you know, like, oh yeah, I should probably check that, or whatever, I can get to it later. The other thing that's really nice about Samsung is if you got a text message, you would get a little light over here in the corner. Like I think it had 3 different colors, green, blue, and red, so they meant different things. And that was a really nice feature. And then when you picked up your phone, it would kind of like buzz at you if you have a text message or a missed call that you haven't seen yet. So that was really nice. iPhone doesn't have that. And it comes on all the time. It drives me nuts. I've turned off the like thing where you pick it up and it's not supposed to come on, but it still does it, and it drives me bonkers. Like, if I want you to come on, I'm gonna start tapping you or pressing the button or something. Don't just come on. It's super annoying. And if you get a message, it lights up, and I wasn't used to that. I'm like, why is this going off all the time? But I was able to customize some of that stuff. Some of the other features. Oh, the camera. I love the camera on the iPhone. It's really, really good, really clear, really vivid, no complaints at all. I've always been kind of iffy about the Samsung cameras. They would sometimes be good, sometimes like get kind of funky depending on the light you're in and stuff. So definite win on this side, and even if it does stick out. What else? I mean, I feel like that's it, and just the battery life. The battery life is awesome. Like, it is fantastic. I can use my phone pretty much all day long, and then come home and not even have to charge it, go through the next day, and it'd be good. And like, then by the time I'm going to bed, it kind of needs to be charged. But that in itself is just amazing to me, because even when my Samsung was new, I don't think I was ever able to do that. Or if I could do that, it'd be like in the middle of the day the next day, it would want to charge. So that's the feature that I'm most impressed with, and I just really hope that the battery life stays and doesn't drain quickly as I continue to use it, or just as it gets older. Which is also one of the reasons that I got the XR versus an 8, because the battery life on the XR is better. So, but yeah, I'm really basic. I don't use a lot of features that phones offer. Like, this one's got that little sidebar thing, and after like a month before I cracked it, I figured out how to make that go away. So like, I am not like a tech savvy person. I need really basic things. I just want to be able to use some of my apps, and that's it. The only thing I will say that I don't understand about the iPhone is without the button. So I got the little, like, what is it, the accessibility button Can you see it? Like that one right there. I put that one on because otherwise I don't know how to get to everything that I have open so that I can quickly like go from one app to the next and things like that. Oh, I just figured it out. I'm silly, but I just like having that button. It kind of makes it a little bit easier for me. I still don't know how to do a screenshot without the accessibility feature. Just some other small things. One thing I will say, and it could be me, for my alarm in the morning, if my phone, say my phone, the ringtone is on really loud, my alarm will go off really loud. Like I can't make them separate. I'm sure there's a way, but I'm just not that tech savvy, so kind of just depends on you. As for overall ease, I feel like a lot of people say iPhones are easier to use, and I just don't know. I feel really biased because I've always had a Samsung, so I'm going to think a Samsung is easier to use, but I still do feel like a lot of the features that Samsung has are just a little bit more user-friendly, like the alarm, for example. You want it loud, you go right on the alarm and you make it loud, or you want it quiet. Some things like that, and when you're downloading apps, you don't have to put in your password every so often. You can just download an app. It is the next day, but I just realized that I totally forgot to tell you guys about two things. One, something that the iPhone does not do well, which is pair with my truck. I have a 2018 Toyota Tacoma, and it just does not pair with my truck very well. The Samsung paired instantly, calls, text, Spotify, whatever, no problems. The iPhone kind of has, it like pairs on and off, and then sometimes wants to pair, sometimes doesn't, won't read me text messages, wants me to like download a bunch of apps. I'm not here for it. The other thing was, with the update from Samsung, it took away the always on display, so that was a huge negative. And something really funny is that in the morning, I really liked how when your alarm went off, it would tell you what time it was. So it would like make its little noise and be like, it's 5 a.m. in like a really calm, soothing voice. And it's helpful for me because I set like 20 alarms before I actually go to bed. iPhone doesn't do that, so I do wish that it would read the time out for me. That way I know like, oh hey girl, it's your last alarm, get up. But Samsung changed it, and now the new voice, she's like really angry. She's like, it's 5 o'clock. She doesn't say it like that, but like, oh no, I haven't, okay. She says it so like monotone and angry. She's just not happy about it. Whereas before it was like really like, it's 5 a.m. time to get up. You know, like really calming voice. So you're like, oh, okay, I can get up. Versus you're like, oh my gosh, get up. So yeah, I didn't like that, and I thought it was funny. But that was all I had for you guys. Sorry, this is me from tomorrow, because I totally forgot this part. But I am still liking my phone. I didn't like it. At first I was like really against it, complained about it, and then I got kind of like indifferent, and now I'm starting to enjoy it more. So I would say that if you do want to make the switch, just keep a really open mind and just try and like it, play with it a lot, and see how you feel. Yeah, some of you guys, when I posted on Instagram, like on my story, why did you get that? Why did you not get a Samsung? So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made the switch, but I'm hoping that this one will be better to me. I'm hoping that in like 3 years, I'm still using it. Because phones are expensive. I don't feel like paying $1,000 all the freaking time for a new phone. And I'm so simple and basic in my needs that it's just not worth it to me to constantly be upgrading my phone. But yeah, I hope that you found this video helpful. I know it wasn't really that informative and probably didn't compare a lot to the other ones out there, but this is just coming from my perspective, and I'm really, really basic, not tech savvy. So hopefully that helped. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell. That way you are notified whenever I post a video. I try and be here around 6 p.m. EST on Fridays. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Leave below what phone you have. I want to know, because I feel hip now. Got an iPhone. I'm so hip. Is that lame? That was lame.